Okay, here we go. Welcome. This is about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her opposing Trump's military involvement in Iran. And then I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to give to a very special charity that our family supports, where we go to Dalton, Georgia. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene's stomping grounds. We see all of her signage out there in Dalton, Georgia, where we help the poor with construction projects. I'd love to have you give a donation. No pressure at all. So first, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene on the bombing of Iran. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, every time America is on the verge of greatness, we get involved in another foreign war. There would not be bombs falling on the people of Israel if Netanyahu had not dropped bombs on the people of Iran first. Iran is a nuclear-armed nation. Well, not anymore. This is before Trump's attack. This is not our fight. Peace is the answer. I think she is so wrong on this, guys. And you know, I absolutely adore and agree with almost everything Marjorie Taylor Greene says. So this is about us having disagreements right here in MAGA, even as close as Trump versus Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is John Fetterman, where I find more in agreement with John Fetterman, because you're going to see later where Marjorie Taylor Greene just destroys AOC for opposing this bombing. And John Fetterman comes out and goes after AOC.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the president shouldn't be impeached because he's impulsive. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, of course, no. She knows it. I know it. We all know it. That's not going anywhere. And, you know, he's been impeached twice, and now he's still our president as well now, too. So it's not going anywhere, and I don't think that's helpful. And I think if you throw that term around, that actually diminishes what the severity of what impeachment is really reserved for.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says
John Fetterman going after AOC. We'll get to her comment in just a minute. Every time I see John Fetterman, I always think of him going like, smoke, good. Okay, here's more from Marjorie Taylor Greene. My thoughts on bombing Iran. This is after the bombing took place. I don't know anyone in America who has been the victim of a crime or killed by Iran, but I know many people who've been the victim of crime committed by criminal illegal aliens or murdered by cartel and Chinese fentanyl drugs. Almost everyone in our country can relate to that fact. However, America has not dropped bunker busters on the cartels' sophisticated drug tunnels, launched tomahawks on massive cartel poisonous drug operations, or gone to war against the cartel's international terrorist networks. Now, here's the name calling to me and my people. Neocon warmongers beat their drums of war and act like Billy badasses going to war in countries most Americans never even seen and can't find on a map. By the way, guilty, I could not find Iran on a map, but never find the courage to go to war against the actual terrorists who actually do kill Americans. Now, she's a little wrong on this. My son is looking to sign up to the military, so my own blood is going to be over there. Possibly invade our land and make billions doing it day after day, year after year. This is very bad reasoning. I'm sorry. I just disagree with her. This does not address anything about what we're doing in protecting America. Trump is rightly protecting America and taking out the nukes. So I'm just having a tiny bit of disagreement with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, about that charity, we're going to get to more of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I've got like 10 more articles, but first I have to do this quick little bump about the charity that we're involved in and what I'm going to show you here. This is a place where you can pledge a donation to. This is our church, Parish Presbyterian, on the Dalton, Georgia mission. Every year we do this. I've done this in past years. Dalton, Georgia mission. You just put the your amount that you want to give. I don't care what amount it is. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I will tell you every dime is tax deductible. Every dime goes to helping the poor on our project. So I've been doing this now. This is like the 4th year. The family is going. The beloved Miss Tenaple goes. My kid, my son goes. My daughter, who's a nurse, goes. And I've helped people who just had their cracked out house burned to the ground and they had severe burns on them. And I would treat their burn injuries while we cleared out the waste and helped trying to get building and get them plugged into drug counseling. That's in Dalton, Georgia. These are some very poor people. I've had 2 old ladies that watch this show who I've become very good friends with. I fixed their porch. I've removed termite-ridden, moldy flooring and stuff and replace it. I've painted their whole bedroom. I love the people of Dalton, Georgia. However, we need some donations to help us out. It's how we pay for everything. We have to pay for our own equipment. We have to pay for our own sheetrock, pay for our own wood. We have built a ton of wheelchair ramps. How many? The beloved Miss Tenaple, how many wheelchair ramps did you build last year?
I built 3 in 4 days. And this trip, we hope to do 5.
How many total for the whole team, though, last year?
Oh, I think 3.
3.
Yeah.
Because you did 8 the year before, I thought. Okay, if there's a wheelchair ramp to be built, the beloved Miss Tenapo will build it with your funding. Click the link in the comments, not in the comments, but in the field below. You click that link, it'll take you straight over to make a great donation. And I really appreciate your help. We really need your help. Again, if you can't afford to do it, don't even bother. We'll take your prayers. We'll take your prayers even if you fund this thing anyways. Back to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's her tearing into Ocasio, AOC, oh, whatever her name is. Okay, here's AOC's comment first. The president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It's absolutely and clear grounds for impeachment. That's what Fetterman was responding to. Here's AOC smacking her down. Shut up, you pathetic little hypocrite. You fully support our military and I see running the proxy war against Russia and in Ukraine. And you voted to fund Ukraine war under your president with dementia. You don't get to play anti-war and moral outrage anymore. Go get her, Marjorie Taylor Greene. But wait, here's more on the big, beautiful bill. Look, Mike Davis, the big tech monopolies are sneaking into the big, beautiful bill. At least 10 years of amnesty so they can rip off Americans for AI profits. This is unacceptable. And we are tracking closely. The Senate must strip out that corporate welfare, that AI bill. That is Ted Cruz, who's in support of that AI amnesty. Mike Davis and Marjorie Taylor Greene are against it. Let's continue. This is Mark Levin versus Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's Mark Levin. Marjorie Taylor Greene, shameless nitwit, he calls her. You know, and I like Mark Levin and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think we all can agree with that. We all like them both. So it really is hard. It's like watching Elon Musk fight Trump, but this is a divide in MAGA. And here's Mark Levin. How incredibly dumb is this Marjorie Taylor Greene? She doesn't know anyone in America who's been a victim of crime or killed by Iran. You mean the thousands of Americans, especially military personnel, killed and maimed by Iranian terrorist regime, he says. And then here's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I also don't know anyone who watches your show on Fox News. And my last name is Green. She spelled it with an E on the end because he misspelled her name. So guys, this is the divide on. Hey, all I can say is unite. You want to make America great again? We are not going to win without the libertarians and anti-war people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul. I don't care who they are. We need to be hizzy. We need to unite our side. And the same thing with you're going to have to eat it if you think you don't want to get involved in Iran militarily. Sorry, we have to stay united. You have to win because satanic Democrat Kamala Harris or some other psycho who would only be worse for all of this could win. Here's more with Marjorie Taylor Greene on that AI, agreeing with Mike Davis. I sincerely hope the Senate takes out the poison pill, she calls it, in the one beautiful bill, big beautiful bill, which Thune is trying to reconcile right now in the Senate, that puts a 10-year moratorium on states' ability to regulate and make their own laws on AI. And I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on that. That's why I'm bringing this up. I love her for this. If this dirty trick is not taken out, then those who snuck it in will be responsible for the big beautiful bill's failure. That's Ted Cruz. The one big beautiful bill is supposed to be President Trump's campaign promises on taxes, energy, and border and security and immigration, not AI. All legislation, which is extremely important, needs to be done separately and correctly. Don't screw it up. I agree with her on that. Here she is over on Bannon Show. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 6 months in, Steve, Brandon, we're here. We're turning back on campaign promises as we bomb Iran on behalf of Israel. Here she is in her own words.
Tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers.
I think she represents a whole lot of my audience. You could tell me in the channel below if you agree with her. Now, she even disagrees with Trump. Trump flat out said, and she agreed, she said, Iran has a nuke. Okay, well, they don't anymore. But Trump said, if Iran had a nuke, they would use it. And forget Israel, they would have used it on our bases. If they used it, say, on a Qatar base and take it out, we would be pulled into World War III. So for all I know, World War III is coming no matter what. And doing this stuff, I don't think helps, but she feels so strong about it. She's saying Trump ran on this. Let's get back to this final quote from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it's out of respect that I let her voice here, guys. I'm not calling her names. I'm not calling her an idiot. Okay. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says, MAGA is not for foreign wars. We are not for regime change. We are America first. The United States should not be involved in fighting nuclear-armed Israel's war with Iran. And there she is commenting on this against Mark Levin. I don't need to go into more of that. I just wanted to make it clear to you guys, this is the divide in MAGA. It's not 50-50. Marjorie Taylor Greene's in the minority. Mark Levin's in the majority. Trump's in the majority. Mike Johnson's in the majority. Thune's in the majority. So Ted Cruz is in the majority. I'm in the majority. So I'm just saying, but it's not a popularity contest, okay? Just because you're popular, just because Marjorie Taylor Greene might have an unpopular view, doesn't mean she's wrong. True things are unpopular all the time. So it sounds like I'm taking both sides. No, I am taking the side of Trump, Obama for taking out those nukes. If he wants to support regime change, I'm in. If he's out of regime change, I'm out. I'm Doug in Exile. Don't forget to donate to that Dalton trip. Please help us out. Thank you so much. I don't deserve you guys an audience. To the Quad Club, shout out. Thanks for your viewing.